Hello everyone. So today's topic of discussion is the basics of 2D coordinate geometry. Okay. So we'll basically be dealing with the x and the y axis. Y axis is basically a perpendicular line, x axis is your horizontal line. So first we'll be understanding the basics, the four quadrants, the sign conventions. Then we'll move on to the next thing, that is the distance formula. How do you calculate distance between any two points that lie in a plane? Once we're done with that, then we'll discuss the y-intercept of a line. And for slope of a line, I have made a separate video because that's an important topic and you require an in-depth understanding of that topic. So I've made a separate video on that. You can go through that if you want to understand slope of a line in detail. Once you understand the y-intercept, and assuming the fact that you have already gone through the slope of a line, then we'll be understanding equation of a line. How do you form equation of a line? So there are like basically two ways. We'll discuss both the ways. And then last but not the least, we'll understand how do you internally and externally bisect a line or 2 points. Alright, let's get started. Now, whenever you talk about two-dimensional geometry, there are basically two axes that we talk about. One is the x-axis, one is the y-axis. So x-axis is your horizontal line, y-axis is your vertical line. The two lines meet at an angle of 90 degrees and their point of intersection is represented by coordinate 0, 0. So you can either call this as origin or you can call this as reference point. It's your call, whichever way you want to call this up. Now these two line segments or these two lines or these two axes basically divides your entire 2D plane into four quadrants. So this one is your first quadrant, this one is your second quadrant, this one is your third quadrant, and this one is your fourth quadrant. So any point that you pick inside any of the quadrants, let's suppose I pick a point somewhere here, then it's gonna have some x coordinate and it's gonna have some y coordinate. This point is gonna have some x coordinate and it's gonna have some y coordinate. So what exactly is x coordinate and what exactly is y coordinate? We'll discuss that in a minute. Let's first understand the sign conventions in the four quadrants. Okay. So if you take any point that lies above x-axis, then the y coordinate for that point is always positive. Remember that y coordinate is positive for first and second quadrant. Similarly, if you take a point that lies below x-axis, then y coordinate is negative. If you take a point on x-axis, then y coordinate is 0. So on x-axis, you're going to have points like 3, 0, minus 4, 0, 7, 0, 8, 0, and so on and so forth. Similarly, if you take a point that lies to the right of y-axis, its x coordinate is positive. If you take point to the left of y-axis, then its x coordinate is negative. And if you take it on y-axis, then its x coordinate is 0. So points like 0, 5, 0, minus 6, 0, 10, and so on and so forth lie on y-axis. These are the sign conventions which you need to remember. For example, if I say that I have this point, let's say P 6, minus 8. So this point P will lie in which quadrant? Now x is positive, y is negative. That means fourth quadrant. You have another point Q, that is 0, minus 10. X is 0, y is minus 10. So where is y negative? Y is negative below x-axis. So this point is going to lie on y-axis and below the origin. So this point 0, minus 10 will be somewhere here. Okay, this is how you figure out that the point lies on which quadrant or it lies on which axis, x-axis or y-axis. Now, whenever you take a point in any of the four quadrants, the first point always represents the x coordinate and the second point always represents the y coordinate. So let's say I have this point P having coordinates a comma b. So x coordinate is a and y coordinate is b. You can also write x comma y, it's completely up to you. So now the question comes, what do you mean by a and what do you mean by b? Like, how do you define them? So when you talk about the x coordinate of any point, x coordinate of any point is nothing but the perpendicular distance of the point from y-axis. That is, this distance is equal to x coordinate. And what is y coordinate? Y coordinate is the perpendicular distance of the point from x-axis. So this distance here is equal to b. So you can also say that this point here will be 0 comma b and this point here will be a comma 0. So you can name this also O, A and B. OB is A units long, AP is also A units long, OA is B units long, PB is also B units long. Okay, this is what you need to understand regarding the coordinates. Alright. Similarly, if I take up a point, let's suppose in second quadrant. So in second quadrant, let's suppose I have this point minus 2 comma 8, for example. Let's set light somewhere here, minus 2 comma 8. So this distance is equal to 2 units. Distance is not negative, so this has to be 2. And this distance here is equal to 8 units. So this minus basically simply tells you that the point lies in the second quadrant. It has no other role to play. Similarly, in the third quadrant, if you have a point minus 3 comma minus 5, so 3 units from y and 5 units from x. That minus and plus sign simply represents that the point lies in which quadrant. That's all the meaning it carries. Okay, nothing else. Alright, now let's move on to the first thing that you need to understand, that is the distance formula. So how do you calculate distance between 2 points? So what I'm gonna do is, let's say I have this one point. So let's call this point P, let's call this point Q. So this point P, let's suppose it has some coordinates x1 and y1. And this point Q having coordinates x2 comma y2. And what you can do is, you can extend this line further. And you can call this point R. And now let's name the points first of all. So O, A, B, C, D. Now if I use that concept of distance from x and y axis, I can say that this distance is x1 and this distance is y1. Similarly, this distance is x2 and this distance is y2. Okay, now observe carefully, dq is x2. Okay, and first of all lines are like straight lines apart from pq, which is like at an angle. Apart from that, all lines are straight line, whether horizontal, whether vertical. Okay, so dq is x2, cp is x1. dq is x2, cp is x1. So I can say that AB will be x2 minus x1. AB will be x2 minus x1. QB is y2. QB is y2, PA is y1. So QR is y2 minus y1. Now all lines are straight lines, so QB is going to be a vertical line, CR is a horizontal line, so this angle would be 90 degrees. So you can say that PQR is a right angle triangle, right angled at R. You can use the Pythagoras theorem now, and you can go on saying that PQ square is equal to PR square plus QR square. So PQ square is equal to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Or you can say that PQ will be equal to under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So this here is basically known as the distance formula, which I believe most of you would already be knowing it. So this is how we calculate distance between any two points having coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2. Now remember that one thing is, whenever you're going to calculate the distance and whenever you're going to take the points, you will always take the points with their respective signs. For example, if I say that there is a point A having coordinates -3, 2 and there's a point B having coordinates 0, 6, and you want to calculate distance between A and B. So use the formula. So AB is equal to under root of 0 minus of -3 square plus 6 minus 2 square. So AB is equal to under root of 3 square plus 4 square. So AB will basically be equal to 5. So you will use the coordinates with their signs. Remember that. See, in this case, I have used this. I'm not writing 0 minus 3. I'm writing 0 minus of -3. Okay. I have taken this to be x2, this to be y2, this to be x1, this to be y1. You can do it the other way around also. It really doesn't matter. Sorry, this is x1. It really doesn't matter whichever way, either way you can do it. Just ensure that you do take signs into consideration, because coordinate geometry, the 2D coordinate geometry is all about the sign conventions. Apart from that, all the 4 quadrants are same. There is no difference. Signs are the one things that defines the 4 quadrants. Okay, remember that. Now slope we have already discussed. If this is the first video that you're watching on 2D coordinate geometry, then once you're done with this, then please go through the video regarding the slope of a line. So I've had a detailed discussion regarding slope of a line, and based on that discussion we had solved like a couple of questions also, probably 5-6 questions. Okay, because slope is a very important topic, that's why I decided to make a separate video on slope. Now let's come to this concept, that is y-intercept of a line. Now whenever you talk about a line and whenever you talk about the slope intercept form of a line, so the slope intercept form of a line is given by the equation y is equal to mx plus c, where m stands for slope and c stands for the y-intercept, and c stands for y-intercept. There are other ways of writing equation of a line also. For example, you can write ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. That's one of the general equation of a line. And this one is known as the slope intercept form of a line. Either way, it doesn't matter. Whichever way you want to write, you can write it. Really doesn't matter. Now slope we have already discussed. In this case, we'll be discussing the y-intercept. Then I'll also explain you the x-intercept. Okay, I'll explain you both the things. Now first of all, what is the y-intercept? So let me explain you y-intercept in a very let me explain you this in a layman's language. When you talk about y-intercept, what is y-intercept? Y-intercept in simple terms can be simply written as y-coordinate of the point where line intersects y-axis. It's simply the y-coordinate of the point where the line intersects the y-axis. For example, let's suppose I happen to have a straight line something like this. And let's say this line intersects y-axis at some point 0, 10. So what is the y-intercept? Y-intercept is 10. Simple, that's it, nothing else. Let's suppose you have another line. You have a line something like this. The blue line, and it intersects the y-axis, let's suppose at some point 0, -5. What is the y-intercept? Y-intercept is -5. So what is y-intercept? Y-intercept in simple language is nothing but y-coordinate of the point where the line intersects the y-axis. Alright. Now when you talk about y-intercept, there are basically 4 types of y-intercepts: positive, negative, 0 and undefined. Okay. Now when you talk about positive y-intercept, when will you get a positive y-intercept? When the line will intersect the y-axis above origin. Because above origin y is always positive, right? We just discussed that above x-axis whenever you take a y-coordinate is always positive. So for all these values above origin, y is always positive. So whenever a line intersects the y-axis above origin, the y-intercept is always positive. What about negative y-intercept? Whenever the line intersects the y-axis below origin. Whenever the line intersects the y-axis below origin, the y-intercept is always negative. The y-intercept is always negative. Because below origin, y is always negative. In the third and the fourth quadrant, y is always negative. Right? What is 0 y-intercept? Y-intercept is 0 when the line passes via origin or through origin. Because at origin, what are the coordinates at 0, 0? What are the coordinates? 0, 0. So automatically y-intercept is 0. And the last one is undefined. When do you think y-intercept would be undefined? Now if you want your y-intercept to be defined, it is supposed to intersect the y-axis, right? So it should either intersect the y-axis above origin, on origin or below origin. So when would it not intersect the origin? When the line is parallel to y-axis. Whenever the line is parallel to y-axis, then the line will never intersect the y-axis and the intercept will be not defined or undefined. So these are basically the 4 types of y-intercepts. Same thing we can say for x-intercept also. So how would you define an x-intercept? X-intercept in simple terms can be defined as x-coordinate of the point where line intersects x-axis. Exactly the same. Again, you can have four types of x coordinates. First is positive. If you want positive x-intercept, then the line should intersect the x-axis to the right of origin. If I want positive x-intercept, the line should intersect to the right of origin, because to the right of origin x is always positive. If you want negative x-intercept, you want line to intersect the x-axis to the left of origin. Left of origin x is always negative. If you want x-intercept to be 0, the line should pass through origin. And if you want it to be undefined, then the line is supposed to be parallel to x-axis. Exactly the same thing again. Okay. So if you want to find, let's suppose some equation is given to you, and if they ask you like find out the x and the y intercept, so how do you do that? Let's say they give you some equation, seven x plus 8y is equal to 56, and they ask you calculate the x and the y intercept. In order to calculate the y intercept, you're gonna put x is equal to 0. In the equation, you're gonna simply put x is equal to 0, because what is y intercept? It's simply the y coordinate of the point where the line intersects y axis, and on y axis x is always equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, you will get y is equal to 7. So what is the y intercept? Y intercept is 7. If you want to calculate the x intercept, then put y is equal to 0. Why y is equal to 0? Because what is x intercept? It's the x coordinate of the point where the line intersects the x axis, and on x axis y is always 0. So you will get x is equal to 8. So y intercept coordinate is 0, 7. X intercept coordinate is 0, 8, 0. You will always write the x first and then the y second. This is the concept of x intercept and y intercept of a line. Moving on. Next thing is, how do you form equation of a line? If you want to form equation of a line, there are basically two ways. First way is coordinates of 2 points which lie on the line are given to you. So coordinates of 2 points which lie on the line are given to you. Let's suppose there is a line which passes through A 2, 3 and B 6, 8. So if a line passes through A 2, 3 and B 6, 8, how do you find equation of this line? First thing is, we discussed this while we were discussing slope of a line. I told you that the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Everyone knows this. So slope will simply become 8 minus 3 divided by 6 minus 2, which is equal to 5 by 4. That's the first thing you need to calculate. If slope is 5 by 4, you can say that y will be equal to 5x by 4 plus c. Okay, so I'm writing this the slope intercept form of a line. So whenever you write a slope intercept form, y and x are variables. They'll keep on changing according to the points, but m and c is constant. Always remember that there is only one and one line, or let me put it this way, for every line there is a unique value of slope and the y-intercept. For every line there is a unique value of slope and y-intercept. You will never come across two or more than two lines. You will never come across two or more than two lines having the same value of slope and y-intercept. It is not possible. Otherwise, those lines will be overlapping lines. At least one of the two things has to be different. At least one of the two things have to be different. Alright. Now y is equal to 5x by 4 plus c. Now in order to calculate c, you can use either of the 2 points. You can either calculate, you can use 2 comma 3 or 6 comma 8. So 8 is equal to 5 into 6 divided by 4 plus c. So c is equal to 8 minus 30 by 4. 30 by 4 is 7.5. So this will give you c is equal to 0.5. Plug in the value of c here. So you will get 5, y is equal to 5x by 4 plus 0.5. So the 2 points are given to you. First thing you will calculate is slope. Put it in the expression y is equal to mx plus c. Then calculate the value of c using one of the 2 points. This is what you're supposed to do. Second possible scenario is slope of the line is given to you and one point through which the line is passing is given to you. So our line having slope 1 by 2 and it's passing through point P 2 comma 6. The slope is 1 by 2. Then I can say that y is equal to 1 by 2x plus c. Or to calculate c, you will use the point 2 comma 6. You will get 6 is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 plus c, or c is equal to 5. Once you get c is equal to 5, you're going to put in the value of c back here. You will get y is equal to x by 2 plus 5. This one is much more simpler, right? So these are the two basic requirements. Either you need coordinates of 2 points or you need a slope and a point. These are the two basic requirements. Anything less than this will never give you equation of a line. Anything less than this will never give you equation of a line. Remember that. Alright. One last thing that we'll be doing in this topic is that internal and external division. So we'll start with the internal part first. So let's say I have this line, the end coordinates a comma b, let's say they have coordinates x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, and there is this point c which internally divides this line segment AB in the ratio m is to n, and you are asked to calculate the coordinates of c. There is this point A having coordinate x1 comma y1, there is this point B having coordinate x2 comma y2, and there is this point C which divides the line segment joining A and B in the ratio m is to n, and you are asked to calculate the coordinates of point C. How do you do that? So I'm going to simply give you the formula, simply memorize it, nothing else is required. If you want to calculate the x coordinate for C is nx1 plus mx2 divided by n plus m. You basically cross multiply. You want to calculate the y the same way, ny1 plus my2 divided by n plus m. Now let's talk about the external part. So let's suppose I have this A having coordinate x1 comma y1 and B having coordinate x2 comma y2, and this point C is externally bisecting A and B in the ratio of m is to n, in the ratio of m is to n. And if you want to calculate the coordinates of point C, they will become m x2 minus n x1 divided by m minus n, and yc will become my2 minus ny1 divided by m minus. Okay, this is how you do the internal and external bisecting. Now, if in case someone says the midpoint, when you talk about midpoint, then m is to n. Midpoint will be the case of internal bisecting. So m is to n will be equal to 1 is to 1. So m and n will be equal. So in case of midpoint, you will get the coordinates as x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. And remember that again in this case, you will take x1, y1, x2, y2 with their respective signs. You will take x1, x2, y1, y2 with their respective signs. Remember that. Alright. So this is the basics of the 2D coordinate geometry which you need to know. So we'll keep it till here as far as the basic parts is concerned, and then I'll make another video based on questions so that you can link whatever theory part we have discussed in this with the questions. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you like it. So thank you so much once more, and keep watching and keep learning guys.